Team Liquid have been on the downwards trend since 2020 and somehow never fail to reach new lows. Now, I, as a Team Liquid fan, have been delusional for quite a long time, and in fact, I even put them on my graduation cap right here, because even though they were failing at every corner, a part of me still believed that they would still be good one day again. But the reality of it is that they are still somehow falling, and if you are not really caught up with what has happened recently, Team Liquid has lost to two tier 50,000 teams, first to Sashi Esports, and then to VP Prodigy. Austin's new video actually analyzes this perfectly, and if you have not watched it yet, I recommend that you go watch it for yourself for some context. Now, because of these two pretty big losses, Team Liquid are actually now projected to miss the 2025 Starladder Budapest Major, falling short in the European rankings to powerhouses like BetBoom, Gentlemates, Ninjas in Pajamas, and even OG. What? Now, Liquid have two options, both being equally as bad. Number one, you have to come as close to winning an S-tier tournament as possible, because at this point, being so close to the major, nothing is going to boost their rankings as much as getting a very, very deep run in the next S-tier. Now, the second option, which is probably just as bad, is switching over to the North American rankings. And it's bad because, sure, there's not a lot of competition there, but there's not a lot of competition, meaning that there's just no tournaments going on, except for, like, you know, your Fragadelphia, your ESEA Cup, whatever. But nevertheless, it's bad. Now, the purpose of this video is not to rant about how Team Liquid has gone, even though that is like a little bit of the purpose, but not the point. I want to be able to look past the Budapest Major and actually look for remedies, because obviously what we have now is not working. So, what is the problem with Team Liquid? How did they keep on losing? How did Sashi happen? How did VP Prodigy happen? Well, that's actually part of the problem. We don't know what the problem is. And if you've watched Austin's video, he also does not know what the problem is. And that is why it's so hard to make a roster move. If you've ever taken a look at Team Liquid's rating 3.0 stats, they actually are all very, very close together, with the exception of Shui being the IGL, which is reasonable. And that's what makes it so hard. There is no clear-cut, concrete diagnosis of what Liquid's problem is. But let me present my own possibility of a solution and an actual diagnosis of the problem. To begin with, if the problem is not clear and it seems like it's nobody's problem, then technically, wouldn't that mean it's everybody's problem at the same time? Now, of course, this is going to sound very delusional, as I am a North American fan and a Liquid fan at heart, but I believe that Liquid has started to crumble after they went international, and if they ever want to become a good team again, you know, the remedy might be to go back to North America. And you guys have seen how M80 have made it to the playoffs of Blast London. Now, at the time of recording this video, I have not seen the playoffs yet, so maybe they did good or bad, I don't know. But my point is that a majority American team has made it to a playoffs of an S-tier tournament, and if that doesn't prove that NA is still not dead, I don't know what will. Now, going back to Team Liquid, let's take a couple steps back from 2025. Do you guys remember 2019? If you don't remember, let me jog your memory. Naf, Nitro, Twists, Elige, and Stewie2K. These 5 North American players were able to solidify one of the most solid eras in Counter-Strike, winning nearly every single tournament for a hot minute, ultimately falling short to another team that's on an era, Astralis. Now, my point here is that Team Liquid in 2019 were one of the most dominant teams, and probably one of the only North American teams that have ever had an era. Now, I'm actually bringing this up because I believe that there is a possibility that we can have this roster again in 2025. Now, let's just take a look at the players. For one, we have already Naf and Twists, who are part of the original 5 players in 2019 Liquid, in Liquid right now. Now, Elige is just fresh off of FaZe, and that means he is teamless. And if there's a team he could join again, it should be Liquid, because Liquid has been with him for a while, and I think there is no reason for him not to go back. The fourth player is Stewie2K, and Stewie2K was actually the last North American player to win an S-tier event, being IEM Dallas with G2 on one of the most miraculous runs. But you know, I'll say it's skill, because you know, I love Stewie2K, and I love that event a lot. Now, the last player that may or may not join is Nitro, and that's because right now he is an NRG, and if you actually compare Liquid and NRG side by side, realistically, I believe they're pretty close with how bad Liquid are. Now, personally, I think Nitro, if you gave him the opportunity, staring down at the possibility of playing with your 4 old teammates, he would say yes. And also on top of that, a big fat paycheck. Now, on the possibility that Nitro decides to stay with NRG, it's still okay, because we still have Shui, who is a very, very good up-and-coming IGL. He has repeatedly proven himself in MOUZ and in Paris with Gamer Legion, I believe, and even though he has not yet proved himself in Liquid yet, I believe that with a different set of players, he may be able to. Is this going to work? I honestly don't know, and the answer is probably going to be leaning towards no. But at this point, Liquid are beyond cooked. Now, I think the best option now they have is just to sell off Nerds, put them back to Heroic, sell off Ultimate, you know, put them into some other S-tier team, and maybe sell off Shui as well. Because what we have right now is not working, and it's so incredibly cooked. I don't know how Liquid still have a roster and how they're still in like the top 50 at this point. Now, I love Liquid, I want to put that out there, and I want to see them succeed. It's just the reality of it is that it's not working. So tell me what you guys think about this, because, you know, honestly, it's delusional, but I believe it could work. Maybe. Alright, my normies. Okay, I've never said that before, it feels weird, but that's it for this video. I have a couple closing remarks to say. Now, this video was heavily influenced by Austin CS's new video on Team Liquid, and I think if I make a thumbnail, it's going to be very similar to his. Just because it's a tiny bit of a parody, I'm going to credit Austin CS all the way here. I respect you a lot, but yeah. Just a couple things. I will be gone for the next couple days, so any videos you see are going to be pre-recorded. Any streams, there's not going to be any streams actually, but yeah. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to join my Discord, it's down in the description. I would love you forever if you do, unless I find somebody else I love more. Maybe, who knows. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.